گفتگوی جوانان درباره مجاهدین، مرزبندی نشاه نشیخ، شیطان سازی های رژیم علیه مقاومت و چشمانداز آینده.
Hello to our viewers. My name is Sarah Darvish. I am a teacher, writer, and your host for today's panel. I'm here with a fellow group of aspiring and accomplished young women, supporters of the Mujahideen as well, to discuss a few key topics and issues that concern our beloved homeland, Iran. Firstly, we'd love to thank Sیمای Azadi for providing us with this special opportunity to participate. We really want to get to know today's panelists. So I'll invite them to begin the discussion by introducing themselves one by one. Ladies, please start your introductions off by sharing your name, your professional pursuits, your educational background, and we'll start with Kiana.
Hi, my name is Kiana Rezayan. I'm 20 years old. I was born in Canada and I'm currently studying human science to go into law. And I'm really, really happy today to be with you guys and be able to talk with you guys.
Hello, my name is Saba Rezai. I'm also from Canada. I am 25 years old and I just recently graduated with a Master's of Architecture. I'm very happy to be here today to discuss and to speak to our viewers.
Hi, my name is Helena. I'm 32 years old. I was born in Canada. And I have my bachelor's degree in French and music. I'm also a musician, a singer-songwriter, and a composer. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you.
Hello, my name is Ariana Rezayan. I'm 23 years old. I live in Canada. And I graduated as interior designer. And I'm really, really happy to be here with you guys to talk to you and also you, the viewers.
So, ladies, we're going to launch into the first question. Thank you for those lovely introductions. Saba, go ahead. I'd love to know when you first became familiar with the Mujahideen and what activities have you participated in so far?
So I actually grew up in a politically active family to two parents that were politically active when they were younger. Before the revolution of 1979 and even after, they were both supporters of the Mujahideen Khalq Iran, and because of that had to flee the country. So I've grown up in a family where we were told about the history, what took place. My uncle, Mohammad Raza Daneshvar, was a medical student who was executed in 1988. So this is something that is very personal and something that I've just grown up with. Today, as a 25-year-old, I have made my own decision to continue supporting Mujahideen because I know what they are fighting for, which is a very clear goal of freedom for Iran. And as someone who has grown up in Canada, who was born in Canada, who has not seen my country of Iran, I think it's something that is very important to me because I want to one day see Iran. So I think it's very important that I, support the movement. And how do I do that, or how do we do that? I've been involved in demonstrations. I have met with parliamentarians to bring awareness of what is going on in Iran. Being outside of the country, we have a responsibility to bring awareness and to put pressure on our local governments to not negotiate with the Iranian regime because they're not one to negotiate with. It has been clear in the past 40 years that they are oppressing our people, and the only way forward is to put pressure on them and to have a revolution, so to remove them from power.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I know that my fellow panelists actually feel the same way, I know in that sense. But I'd love for them to speak about it in their own words. So Go ahead,
Sure.
Helena.
I mean, Saba's my sister. She's kind of said everything, but I've also been active from a young age. I think my first kind of demonstration was when I was 5 with my family, coming into different demonstrations within like North America and then Europe. And then when I was 11 years old, I was invited to perform in Brussels. And so that really, like, especially since I was kind of always passionate with music, it was just this beautiful outlet to be able to kind of participate in these events, meet people, and be in this kind of environment where everyone has a common goal. And the common goal is to overthrow this regime. And so, yeah, many, many memorable experiences.
And the music that you create today, does it have to do a lot with how you feel about the Mujahideen, or what your activities are
with
Mujahideen?
With the projects with Sazon, yes, it's like everything to do with our fight against this regime. Mm-hmm. And music is another way to move forward and to express what we want to express.
Go ahead, Kiana. We're going to jump into how you got to know the Mujahideen as well.
So I was also born into a family of supporters of the Mujahideen. I've been attending protests and rallies since I was very young. I've always been so passionate about this cause. We've been fighting and seeking justice for decades and decades now, and I truly believe that this organization wants the best for our country and wants freedom more than everything. I'm really glad that I was born into a family that taught me so many beautiful things about my country and the freedom we've always been seeking for.
Amazing. All right, and Ariana, please tell us about what brought you to the Mujahideen and the activities that you participate in.
Yes, well, Kiana is my sister. So, like what she said, my parents were always with Mujahideen, and even my uncle, Yaqub Torabi. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years earlier. But I was always on protest, manifestation. When We were supposed to go to Washington, even New York, Paris. I'm a big supporter of Mujahideen because I do believe what they're saying, and I do believe that it is for the freedom of Iran and the peace, actually.
Thank you so much for those introductions, ladies. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I was born into a family of supporters. I was actually born to a father who was a political prisoner for 5 years. And so topics and conversations about the Mujahideen and what was going on in Iran have been going on in my house since I was a child, and I was no stranger to it. It took me a while to find my own purpose and my own sort of stepping stones of involvement into the Mujahideen. I just recently went to a demonstration in New York before the UN, and it was life-changing for me. So that's where it kind of started for myself. I think a few of us, it's lovely that we all have sort of these childhood memories, and I really wanted to talk about the memorable experiences that you walked away from over the years of being involved with the Mujahideen. So if you could all think about something, a story or an event that you can share that impressed upon you, about that sort of gave you a place within the Mujahideen or in your role and in supporting them. We'll start with Kiana.
Yeah. So, like I previously said, I was born into a family of Mujahideen, supporters of Mujahideen, and I've always been attending protests since I was a young girl. And one of the protests I've attended when I was very young, I was on my dad's shoulders, and they took a picture of me on his shoulders, yelling Mayam Rajavi's name, and she came up to me and she slightly touched my face. They took a picture of that moment, and a year after, when we have attended another protest, they printed out this picture on a T-shirt that I wore also. It's just something that stayed with me because I was very, very young. I didn't know a lot about the organization, but just being there, seeing what they're fighting for, what cause they're really fighting for, and growing up in that really changed my life. I've learned so many things. I've developed so many values just from these experiences, and just by simply being there, just being part of that is all memorable experience that will always stay with me, and that completely changed me.
And then, Saba, maybe you could tell us about an experience that sort of invigorated you.
Also going back to my childhood as well, this goes back to 2009 in Washington, D.C. There was a hunger strike because of the...
I remember. Yeah.
Because of... in Persian, we say the gerogangiri, the hostage taking that took place, and so that's a memory that has stayed with me. That's when I was 9 years old. I remember we decided to went to Washington D.C. from Canada, and that really stood out because we spent the majority of the summer in D.C. with the Amos and Khales who were on hunger strike. And as a 9-year-old, I really enjoyed chanting slogans and participating in the demonstrations that we did daily. And we got into a routine, and although it wasn't a vacation, and it wasn't, we weren't traveling just for our own pleasure and for fun. We went with a goal of bringing awareness to what was going on.
Sounds like there was a sense of togetherness.
There was a sense of togetherness. And that community was something that really has stayed with me, that sense of community. We were one big family. And it was really the first time that I felt like I had a role within the movement. just the small little things, holding up the banners, participating in the Iranian national anthem on the daily. There is a sense of community. There is a sense of me reconnecting with my identity as an Iranian girl.
I think a lot of people from the diaspora that have never been able to visit Iran, but who've been able to participate in events like this, they feel a lot of the same way.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And for me, the things that I think back on, the reasons that I think back to this is that was the moment that I really felt the humanity in the movement. People going on hunger strike, ambulances coming on the daily to take some of our khalas and amus to the hospital because they had passed out. But that they were continuing, they were resisting, and they were standing strong. And so those are the feelings that have stayed with me ever since. Yeah.
Sure thing. I mean, impress upon a 9-year-old to see that for sure. And of course, Helena, tell us about a childhood experience or a recent experience even that was memorable for you.
There are many childhood experiences or memories with Zan, like I had mentioned before. Like I just performing at that age of 11 years old and going on that stage and being surrounded by all this love and knowing that my voice years later on, recently when I came for an event in Europe and I met young supporters, they were telling me that when they were in Iran, they had seen the demonstration, they'd seen me perform, and that it made a difference in their life. And so that's all that you want to hear, is that when you're performing or when you're an artist, your craft is making an impact within the country, and more so now than ever.
Art is central to this movement, I think, as well. A lot of artists and academics coming together to really put forward this message that we have in so many ways, with passion and creativity as well.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Well, honestly, every experience is a memorable experience. Honestly, even just the people from the Mujahideen, they understand us, I think, and being accepted also. I mean, it's like another family. I mean, it's I've met incredible peoples, including Elena, Saba, and even you, Sarah. And I mean, even the conference that we had, it was just incredible. I would say it's my best memory, just because I really understood in that moment that we all have hope. Gave me some strength to see that everyone around the world, from Mujahideen, wants the best for Iran, wants the best for the people in Iran too. And
we connect so much just by supporting the same cause. I feel like we're coming from all over the world. There's thousands and thousands of family coming over, and at the end of the day, I just feel like we're all one big family fighting for the same thing. We all just want freedom for our country. We all just want justice for everyone that has suffered a horrible fate. We're all a big family because we believe in the same things, and that is one thing, and it's freedom. And I think that's something that will always connect all of us together, because we're always going to hope for this singular thing. We're never going to settle for less. We're never going to settle for anything less than freedom. And that's all what we think. That's all what we share. And like she said, every experience is a memorable experience, because we all learn so many things in each event. We all learn new things, and we all develop a stronger connection, and we always have hope. No matter what will happen, we'll always hope and seek freedom
and work towards it.
That's something that will never break us up.
I'm hearing this theme of connection, of finding this like personal connection with the Mujahideen, and that's obviously important. I'm wondering, because there are so many issues that exist across all over the world, the environment, all sorts of things that young people are so engaged by. Why, like considering these issues that exist, why would you dedicate your time and your effort and your concern to a cause like the Mujahideens amidst all of the other issues that exist that you could be mobilized by?
I think it goes beyond just freeing one country or just bringing like democracy to one country, because it's something, what Mujahideen stand for is that they seek equality, true equality, and to be able to free a nation like that is Iran is going to change the Middle East. It's going to change the rest of the world. So it's not just reserved to one country. And all of these things that the 10-point plan that Khar Mariam has established, it seeks just that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. And I feel like as a young Iranian woman living in a free country, I have a sense of responsibility, a duty to be their voice, the people of Iran, the youth. I feel like I have a responsibility to speak on it and bring awareness the most I can. I feel like I'm living in a free country. I have so many opportunities that all these young girls, all these young boys do not have in Iran. I mean, what is the difference between me and Nika Shakarami? She passed away. She was a victim of the regime, and I mean, there is no difference between me and her. So I feel like I have a sense of responsibility to just speak on what's happening, to bring awareness. I feel like it's my duty.
Yeah, and I can just go off of that. Yeah, as a young woman, a Iranian woman living in Canada, living in a place where I'm given my fundamental rights. So I have the right to speak out when I'm unhappy about an issue without the fear of being arrested, without the fear of being killed. I'm able to demonstrate freely. I'm able to go and travel to different countries and participate in demonstrations that I believe in, without the fear of death.
Yeah.
And you know, women in Iran, men in Iran, people in Iran don't have that right. They don't have that fundamental right of speech. They don't have the right, especially women, of the right to what they wear. So as women living in countries where we are given those rights, we have to speak up on their behalf and bring awareness and really bring that awareness to our parliamentarians, to our own governments, to put pressure on the Iranian regime. That's what motivates me.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think going back to your point about it's not just about Iran. You know, that there's a bunch of different issues that you could adhere yourself to and support. But if you're helping Iran, you're essentially helping the region. And I think that is kind of a like, by focusing on this focal point, it's going to cause like a ripple effect. So, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that the if you engage with the Mujahideen, that you are solving poverty within the region. You're bringing stability within the region. So, and that is solving a lot of problems that other countries are facing internally as well as externally. So,
because the Iranian regime funds terrorism throughout the region. Why is it that half of our country, of Iran, is living under poverty, extreme poverty? Families are struggling on the daily to be able to feed their families. Why is there that kind of suffering when our country is sitting on oil? Where is all that money going? Right. We have so many
some mismanagement happening.
Exactly.
We
this is a government that is corrupt, that is taking the money of the people and putting it into terrorism throughout the region, within the country, but also within different countries in the Middle East.
Yeah. I know we've done a lot of describing of the Iranian regime itself, but in your view, like what's your personal understanding of the regime itself, and how do you see it? How would you describe it?
I truly see the regime as a misogynist regime. Their oppressive laws are truly awful, and I believe that it's a dictatorship that should not be allowed in our country. It's a cruel regime that has killed so many innocent young people. And like I said, what is the difference between me and Nika? Why would you kill innocent young children because of what they believe in? Because they believe in freedom of speech, equality. Why would you kill innocent people for believing this? Is that what you believe in? That's how I see the regime. It's and they're trying to represent themselves with the religion of Islam, but that's not what Islam is. There's nowhere in the Quran that says you should kill young people because they believe in freedom of speech. The Mujahideen organization fight for freedom, seek justice and freedom of speech, equality. That's what our country should be represented with, not the regime, not the killing, not the killing and excusing it with the religion. That's not what our country should be represented with. And I feel like the regime just shows that. I just feel like the regime shows this.